Hey, what is up, everyone? It's Odin here, drawing on this fine Sunday morning, wanting to do a thank you and an update stream, or video. I always say stream. I never stream them. Just a thank you and update video. So, the thank you side is for the art auction for Sean Arendt. That was awesome. It was cool to see the outpouring of love and financial offerings for original art and comic book bundles and all the things that were donated for the auction. That was set up through Joe Sontag, who is doing this for his friend Sean Arendt. And it was really cool to see. Now, I had two pieces in that auction. The first one I didn't know about. And that's how I got the second one in, was because I assumed they had like tons, just an influx of donations. And I went, this is great, some big names and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I'd love to donate something, but I'm just not going to, because I don't know. It just seemed like there was just tons of submissions and donations. But then I was watching a show on Lord Crackhead Jeremy's channel, and they were just reading the flyer or the poster or whatever they were, advertisement that they were throwing out for the art auction. And then they got stuff from so and so and all these names, and then they're like, and Odin Dasco's got something, and my ears perked up because I was like, oh, I didn't know I had anything in there. So I hit up Joe Sontag and was like, I hear my name, but I don't, if you need something, let me know. I'll definitely donate. I would love to. And he was like, well, no, like a lot of people donated artwork that they had that they, you might have, that they got from you. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I knew, I was pretty sure anyway, there was probably Amanda B, that the Lobo piece that she got for being backer number 1 on Unconditional Shove. So we were doing a giveaway on the launch day, and she was in there, fast fingers, and backer number 1, and she got a Lobo piece. I sent it out to her. So she donated that drawing to the auction, which was awesome. But anyway, Joe was like, but if you do want to submit something, I would love to have another piece. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I want to. I wanted to begin with, but I didn't, I didn't want to, like, have that feeling of like, oh, we've got way too much stuff, which kind of happened anyway, but we got way too much stuff. We don't, we can't auction all of it. But when he asked, I was like, oh, heck yeah, and decided to donate this image, which it was asked. I did catch the, so the auction went 3 channels. Started on Joe Sontag's channel, then it went to Michael Bancroft, and then to Lord Crackhead Jeremy's channel. Well, when it came to Lord Crackhead Jeremy's channel, and I was watching passively for the other ones, just, listening. It was just a cool time. Hearing the auctions are fun, and seeing all the pieces that were donated, it was pretty cool. But then I had a streaming obligation with 80s Make Consumer at the time when they were auctioning my pieces, so I didn't get to see it. But then after I was done with 80s Made, I went back, watched the replay, because I was like, I want to see who got these, for one. And also, how well they did. And it was cool to be part of the auction for a great cause. And I'll talk about that here in a sec. But, like, so it did come up that people were asking what size, and these are 11 by 17. Both of them are 11 by 17. Actually, it's better on here. So I think it was Robot Life, I think was the name of the person who highest bid on this one. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little clearer look at what you're getting. This one I did a drawing video on my YouTube channel here, and it was called Quick Draw McGraw. I was doing these for a little while. I was like, hey, I'm just going to draw for 30 minutes and, with a brush, and I didn't use anything but my Pentel pocket brush at first. And I did the woman, the figure, this Amazonian queen, warrior queen, in under 30 minutes. Now, I liked it so much that I kind of cleaned up some things and added the background elements. So, like the throne and the steps leading to the temple or whatever, just some other elements. And so, yeah, if you want to see the drawing process on this for the main character, you can see that on my YouTube channel. I think it's Quick Draw McGraw, Amazonian Warrior Queen, something like that. So anyway, once I have all the information for where to ship it out, that one is going to you. Just wanted you to see that it's 11 by 17 and what it looks like full size, And thank you so much for bidding high on that, and definitely we'll get it out to you. I dropped a pen. And so that was cool. And then the other piece, the one that Amanda B donated, which she'll be shipping out because she has the original. This is a print I did of that piece, so this is not the original, but I don't know why I do it this way. But that Lobo is it was after David Finch. I always point that out because he was doing a draw stream where he was doing Lobo and he was just doing pencils, and I was following along, but I was doing inks. So I basically drew the same pose. Added some other elements later, some background elements, and then the Lobo logo, added that. So it'd be a more formed image, So yeah, very fun to draw and a cool image. So that one, Arrogant Ape, awesome dude. I mean, he was throwing down money all day for this art auction, and he's the one who won that one, and Amanda B will get that one out to you. But Arrogant Ape, always awesome, man. The guy supports and definitely spends to support, all the creators, and then art auctions. He's wanting all the cool stuff. So awesome on him. Thank you to everyone. I think it was just a great night, and everybody, all the auctions, everything was cool. So it was just great to see the rally for a friend in need. A person in the community of, this family of sorts that, and his friend Joe said, what do we do? What do we do in this sphere? We're artists. How can we raise money to help? And last I saw, they were well over 10 grand. I can't remember what the final was, but so that's it. The reason why I was like so into wanting to donate to this, because I know, Sean always seemed like a great guy when I saw him on streams, and he seemed very genuine and cool, down to earth, and like just a good soul. And he's now in this club that no one wants to be in, which I'm also in, which is the adult orphan. The time when your parents pass on and you're left, like, the legacy of living is now yours to take down to your kids, and so on and so forth. But I knew what that was like. I mean, so my father passed away. My mom passed away almost 10 years ago, but my dad passed away New Year's Day of this year. And it's put an interesting spin on the year. Everything has more meaning. Everything is more intense. But here it is almost a year later, and we're still dealing with financial stuff and sorting out all the things that go with that, when it's unexpected. And then he was in the hospital for a long time, a similar thing. You've got bills to pay, you've got affairs to sort out, and it falls on the kids quite often to take care of that, which is fine, but you're also grieving. And so to have a chunk of money raised just for you, I thought it was great. And he came on a few streams and was overcome with emotion naturally, and it was a pleasure to be a part of that. And it was just really cool to see the outpouring of love in a very tangible way. and that was really cool. So to you, Sean, and to your family, prayers and just hoping that through this tough time that this definitely can brighten what is a dark, hard thing to deal with. And like I said, I mean, you're removed from when it happened with my dad, and it's still dealing with it in lots of ways. And there's the stain in your heart that's never going to go away. But if look at it with proper perspective, it'll motivate you. It'll help you to do better at your pursuits, because you're carrying on a legacy. You're can be motivated by it rather than overcome with it. So hopefully well, I'm sure it does, but hopefully it brings a little light to an otherwise darker time, a sad time, a hard time. And like I said, I was just happy to be a part of it. Donate to the GoFundMe. I threw some money there because I knew I wasn't going to have enough to bid on some art pieces, and I didn't want to. There was a lot of cool things I would want, but I was like, I just don't have the money to. But I was able to donate some money there, and also donate the drawings. So, yep, just helping you out, bud. And again, hope it brings some light to a dark time. But anyway, that was awesome. It was really cool to see between the 3 channels. I mean, what a fun night for, again, like, not the best of circumstances, but making it positive and showing the love and support. So that was cool, and thank you to everyone on that, and the whole community was beautiful. So we'll get on to this, like this piece here that I'm working on, which it always skews because there's a drafting table and I don't have it at a huge cant, but it's angled, so it's just pencils. And most people will recognize that that's Boots and Heels there, as Camel Moon is running a fan art competition, and he's throwing down big on that. The winner, grand prize winner, getting $1,500, and I'm like, well, that would certainly be nice. We could all use that. But I wasn't originally going to submit anything. I don't normally do fan art contests just because I'm busy. I mean, I would love to do fan art on everything. It would be so much fun. But there's an economy of time. You can only have so much time in a day, and I've got lots of work going on. But this one was funner, and I was goaded into it a little bit because it was on one of Jeremy's streams, and they were talking about the contest. And like I said, I wasn't planning to do anything for it, but then Adam Miller, who's a fantastic artist, just phenomenal, said he was doing some art for it. And I was more praising Adam Miller and kind of being tongue-in-cheek and just joking around. I'm like, well, if Adam's doing the fan art, can you just give him the money, because he's really good. But it was mostly just joking around. But then the whole panel on there were like, oh, and you're good enough. And I'm like, well, thanks, But I mean, I wasn't planning to do it. And then Camel Moon actually was in the chat, and he was like, I want to see what you do with it. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. Now I really want to do it. Whether or not it wins, just for the fun of it, they are fun characters to draw. Like, that's kind of a smart thing from Camel Moon's perspective. Like, create characters that are fun to draw, so every time you don't, you're like, I don't want to draw this character anymore, but I got to, And I remember thinking that, like, I was drawing Spawn one time, and I'm like, I wonder if Todd ever gets tired of drawing spikes all over the place. I wonder if he gets tired of drawing the gigantic flowing cape all the time. Which maybe he did. He turned it over to a lot of other artists. But anyway, I was like, they were fun characters to draw, and I hope no one else is doing this. I thought of it. I read that it was in, the setting is New York. There's time travel, a lot of, like, time travel to save the day, Terminator style or something. But I kept thinking of Escape from New York, and so I was like, oh, the movie poster for Escape from New York, that was such a cool poster. And I'd just done the Magnificent Bastards black and white cover, which was in the style of Chinatown, the movie poster for Chinatown. And that was a lot of fun, like just taking a concept, a mashup of two ideas, some iconic movie poster, and then fitting it towards the comic book. And I thought doing Boots and Heels, Escape from New York style poster would be fun. And so that's what we're doing. One of the coolest things about it was the fallen, lopped off Statue of Liberty head. It's very iconic. So there's tons more to do on this. I got to do all the buildings. Everything was in this kind of 3-point perspective, and yeah, just figuring that all out. And then tons of background characters. I'm like, oh, that's going to take a long time, but it'll be worth it when it's all done. And get to inking it, and then I don't color, but the submissions have to be full color, so I'm gonna scan it to my colorist and be like, hey, let's do this competition, man, I'll pay you. But Demir's awesome, and he would jump at the chance. I think a lot of the color opportunities in this page are gonna be fun. So anyway, that's I kind of put things on hold to do this. I've been drawing on this all day, and it's been fun. So can't wait to wrap it up. But I was working on shove pages. I did free drawing videos on my channel for this bottom 3. I mean, it's 1 image, 3 panels. I'm sure there's a name in the industry for that. I don't know what it's called. It's just a design element. You could do 1 panel, but splitting it up has a certain design element that is pretty cool. And I'd never done it. I've seen it done a million times. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And so this is the one. I did it. But I had inking videos where I was doing the inks on this, and those are on my channel. Just unconditional shove inking videos set to some of my old bands in the background. But I got to do some background elements on these 3 panels. I'm just going to go from, they progressively get darker, and then this one has the black ground. Yeah, the black background. So I'm just going to progressively lead to that. And but then once I get those, it's just line work in the backgrounds, not really actual backgrounds. And then this page is done. So started working on the other one before I jumped into this Boots and Heels thing, but I'll start inking on that one. So we'll move it down so you can see. Again, the black ground. Excuse me. I love black backgrounds. Colorists probably don't like it, but especially for horror stuff. But it just pulls the image into the foreground so much when you just have solid black in the background. It's fun. So as the mood changes and as things are starting to happen in the story, I'm like, yes, let's go black background. It's fun. But more to ink on this page. So yeah. But I took a break. I mean, we're moving right along with shove, and but I took a break from that to do this Boots and Heels one, which will be fun. I'll start inking on it here soon. But that is the updates that I can think of off the top of my head. So once again, thank you to everyone who was a part of the auction. I mean, it's I saw Sean come on a few of the streams, overcome with emotion, of course, but it's just amazing. And so everybody was involved in that. That's awesome. And then to Sean himself, I know it's a hard time, man, and again, I hope this brought a huge positive to an otherwise hard negative kind of feeling situation. And it hit home to me. Like I said, it's something that it was when I heard that about what happened, I was like, I've been there. It's rough, it's not easy, and unless that feeling, you don't know, and everybody deals with things differently, and every situation's differently. It's like I've always been very independent minded, and my parents raised me that way. But that said, even as an adult, it's not like I needed them to lean on, but I needed, I just wanted to, there's certain times, I want to tell my mom about what her grandkids are up to, or pick my dad's brain on a certain subject, that I know he would know a lot about, and, that those come up, and I go, man, there's only one person I want to talk to right now, and that sinking feeling, knowing that you just can't anymore. And knowing that now it's, like I said, now it's your legacy. Now you're the elder statesman of your family. It's sobering, and but if with the right perspective, it gives you 10 times the motivation and power and push to go forward and do things and be awesome. So the good with the bad, and it is a part of life that we all have to understand and face, and we're reminded regularly. But it's never easy. It doesn't make it any easier. Knowing that it's true doesn't make it any easier. So that said, to him and his family, wish you guys the best during this process, and obviously, I know it will help, but again, hope it brings some lightness to the situation. And with that, this is Odin. Wherever any of you guys are, if you're in a dark place, a light place, but I hope that if you are facing adversity and trials, that you understand it's an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to be better, to be more. That's how you get stretched. That's how you get. It's just like building muscle. It's building your strength of character. It's where steel enters your soul. It doesn't mean you're fully steel, that you're not malleable, but that you're there's a strength that comes with that. And I used to say that whenever I'd go through something hard, I'm like, it feels like steel has entered my soul. It's just making me stronger. But if you're facing those things, I hope you're facing them with power, with integrity, and with that proper perspective that you're going to be a better person on the other side of all of it. You just got to go through it with the proper perspective, and maintain integrity through it all, always. Anyway, that's all I got. This is Odin, and until next time, we'll see ya.